There's a buzz in the air around Allen Park that's different this summer. Like the whole city can feel it, but you wouldn't catch most folks talking about conventional fireworks. No, this heat's coming from the Major Performance Center, where the Lions just dropped jaws in a scrappy showdown with the Miami Dolphins. You know that feeling when you slide into a cold one at the bar after a brutal Detroit winter, and suddenly the talk shifts. Like something big is moving down the street, only this time it's on the field, not just in the soul of this town. The kind of moment that tightens your chest and loosens your grip on your seat all at once. Now picture this. It's Wednesday, joint practice day. The Lions and Dolphins face off under that low Michigan sky, with the humidity pulling at the edges of their jerseys. On the sideline, you see guys grinding, pushing hard. But there's one name that keeps popping up in every sideline whisper and smack of prime time. Chatter like a secret weapon flickering red on the depth chart. That's when the curtain finally pulls back, and you realize all eyes are glued to number 14. Yeah, you guessed it, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the guy who's been quietly pulling this city up by its bootstraps since his rookie season is laying down. Work so sharp, so ruthless, even the Dolphins' best are left spinning and chasing shadows. Here's where it tilts from just another practice highlight to the spine-tingling promise we Lions have been craving since the days after Orlovsky's miraculous safety, or when the ghost of Barry Sanders seemed to hover just past the end zone. Amon-Ra wasn't just moving. He was carving up Miami's secondary with a precision route tree that makes defenders question their life choices. Remember Jack Jones? The Miami cornerback who thought he had the night locked down. St. Brown turned him into a dancer shimmy past him not once, but twice in red zone drills, punching in touchdowns like a man who's got Detroit's future stitched into every yard he racks up. It's raw excellence, born from a chip that's been tucked under his helmet since the draft day when most people didn't see the wildfire he was about to ignite. And man, this isn't just a flash in the pan. St. Brown's been a workhorse beast ever since the Lions swiped him in the 4th round 112th pick, by many accounts an afterthought. But he keeps a notebook listing every receiver nabbed before him, a constant reminder that he's got plenty to prove every single snap. That hunger fuels his 4-1000-8-100-51 yards and 33 touchdowns, not to mention 3 1,000-yard seasons after his rookie year. He's the heartbeat next to Jared Goff's steady hand, an electric duo that hauled Detroit out of the darkness to back-to-back NFC North titles, playoff wins, and that pulse-racing 15-2 record last year. If you were at Ford Field during those moments, you know it wasn't just football, it was redemption, revival, the city finding its roar again. Now put all that in the mix with Dan Campbell's snarling, beast mode culture run heavy grit with a passing game that's designed to punish soft coverage and keep defenders on their heels, and you see why St. Brown's not just surviving, he's thriving. The Lions run a balanced orchestration, powerful ground game to soften the edges. But when the pocket holds, Jared's feeding St. Brown shorter, precise windows that open up bigger plays. That chemistry? It's ironclad. In 2025, it's primed to shift the snap share and ripple through the depth chart. You want examples? Last season, St. Brown led the team in targets and receptions under heavy pressure. And his health? As solid as Ford Field's frozen turf in January, with no flags looming over his contract cap for years. This guy's locked in, all day, every day. Amid all the Lions legends and heartbreaks, the Barry retirement era shifting to the Caldwell fade. That wild card heartbreak against Washington still stinging like frostbite, the narrative coming. Out of this camp is unapologetic. It's now or never for Detroit. St. Brown's eyes tell that story. The way he moves, the way he's turned every slight into fuel. We're not just waiting for a season to come. This is about carving the city's first ever Super Bowl out of the hard, bitter winter and bringing that trophy back to a town that knows struggle too damn well. Between plays, imagine the coach pulling St. Brown aside like a bartender dropping a secret. All right, the city's counting on you. But hey, Can you cool it on the dancing and coverage? Some of these guys might pull a hammy trying to keep up. The locker room laughter breaks the tension, but underneath every step of that route run is a calculated strike toward destiny. So here's the cliffhanger, with Amon-Ra turning defenders. To shadows in practice, what does that mean for rookies jostling for targets? For guys like Quintez Cephas or new additions hungry to crack the starting lineup? And on the flip side, what's the Dolphins' game plan next week, knowing the kid who outmaneuvered their best is just getting started? Could this be the moment that finally fractures the NFC North's balance of power? Detroit's waiting, breath held tight, for the next snap to tell us if this city's cry for glory will finally echo through Ford Field like thunder and not just the roar of an engine. Starting cold in the dead of winter. This is Detroit's unspoken war cry. Buckle up, because what we're witnessing isn't just a star rising, it's a potential revolution. And the stakes couldn't be higher. St. Brown's dominance in practice isn't just about route running. It's about sending a message that we're ready to reclaim the NFC North for good. But here's the twist: Coach Campbell, known for his fiery intensity and adaptive mindset, reportedly has a new playbook tucked away that could turn these drills into actual game changers. The locker room chatter hints that Quintez, Cephas, and those sneaky rookies vying for targets are more than just fillers. They might be the secret chess pieces in Campbell's postseason plans, waiting for a signal that Detroit's real offense is just beginning to stir. And speaking of game plans, the Dolphins, our next obstacle, are already dissecting the tape, realizing that the kid who turned Jack Jones into a ghost isn't just quick. He's a wildfire feeding on underestimation, and if Miami's secondary doesn't tighten, we could see St. Brown's fearless end zone feints carve the game open early, flipping the script on what many expect from the NFC's underdogs. It's the kind of moment that whispers echoes of the 0-16 season, when hope looked like a distant flicker. They've come so far, yet the ghost of past heartbreaks still haunts every sideline, reminding everyone that one missed tackle, one blown coverage could tilt the balance back. But in that locker room, legends like Barry Sanders and John Kitna, players who fought tooth and nail to restore pride, are now fueling this new generation, who see the Super Bowl framed on Ford Field's wall as more than a trophy but a testament to Detroit's resilience. Campbell's philosophy, run, hit, don't quit, stays etched into the DNA. But now the whispers of a changing game strategy are circulating. What if the next revelation isn't just a flashy route, but a team that masters mental toughness and mistakes? Because this season, Detroit isn't waiting for redemption. It's demanding it. And every play is a step towards inscribing that victory in the city's collective memory. Yet, amid all this momentum, the most unpredictable chess move is lurking behind the scenes. Rumors swirl about a last-minute cap maneuver, one that could shuffle the depth chart and determine who makes the final roster cut. Could it be a veteran taking a pay cut for one last shot? Or is someone on the practice squad secretly primed to explode on the stage, forcing Campbell's hand? The kind of move that would send ripples through the NFC North and set the tone for what's next, perhaps even forcing Green Bay or Minnesota to scramble for answers. That's the kind of chaos Detroit has been building toward since the day they drafted a Amon-Ra player who proves, with every yard and every touchdown, that Detroit's heartbreaks are just history in the making. And the future isn't just bright. It's a lightning storm, ready to strike the heart of the league. And here's where it cuts deeper. Do the Dolphins, knowing what they just saw, adjust their entire secondary or double down on schemes that leave their linebackers exposed? Do they throw everything into shutting down St. Brown, or do they double coverage? That roaring Bengal of Detroit's offense, risking leaving the edges open for our power run game to gouge through? The answer hangs in the balance as practice tape is analyzed meticulously, and Detroit's coaches whisper in dark corners about a bold, perhaps even reckless, gamble, maybe a surprise blitz or a late-season formation designed to confuse opponents from day one. Meanwhile, the locker room's thinking about blockbuster trades, cap space wars, and the tension of who's fighting for a last spot, because Every snap, every call, feels like a chapter in Detroit's resurrection saga. Could it be the addition of a veteran linebacker with a ring, or maybe a rookie receiver on the cusp of breaking out that finally places us over the top? The weight of that decision isn't just personnel, it's legacy, because Detroit's past, scarred by the ghost of 0-16, never quite happy to settle for second best. The city's hunger isn't for just a good season. It's for a story to tell forever, to etch a new chapter of grit, glory, and unshakable pride into the fabric of NFL history. But that's where it gets even more dangerous, because if Campbell's new strategic gambit works and the rookies step up, if St. Brown continues to carve defenses into shadows, the NFC North's powerhouse status begins to tremble green. Bay's Rodgers' adored throne, Minnesota's underdog grit, all could crumble beneath Detroit's relentless storm. The question about the final roster is no longer who's in, but who's brave enough to stay and fight through the chaos when the real battles start. Because, trust me, in Detroit, we're not just playing football this season. We're writing a legacy, a relentless call to arms that echoes through every alley, every bar, every heart of the city, ready to roar right back at the league. And the clincher? With all eyes on how Campbell's boldest lineups unfold in the season opener, one unanticipated move could turn our entire city's hope into thunder and unexpected trade, an injury or a Rook's breakout moment, all converging into a single decisive spark that might finally ignite the flames of Super Bowl glory. The league better watch out, because Detroit's finally taken its shot. And if history's any guide, the next snap isn't just a play, it's the opening chapter of an unstoppable saga that's just about to begin. One where Detroit's roaring, past the heartbreaks and into the legend books. And I swear, this season's conclusion? It's going to be one for the ages. A cinematic showdown that leaves us breathless, waiting for that final whistle, because nobody's prepared for what's coming next. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. Honestly, I think the Lions have finally proven they're not just chasing history. They're about to make it. And if there's one thing we all know in Detroit, it's that when the game's on the line, our city's never backing down, never folding this season. It's about the roar that finally echoes loud enough to shake the league to its core.